everybody, it's Keith with BobsCNC, standing next to my best friend Robert.
And I'm here standing next to my best friend Keith.
And we wanted to get together today and just share some tips and tricks that will help you when you are building your machines.
Yep, it definitely will.
And I mean, I need them.
Well, we're actually experienced CNC builders for our machines because we build a lot of them.
Yeah.
I mean, every time we build a manual, I think we build 5 of them.
Yeah, we do.
Right, and then testing, we do a few of them.
Yeah.
So we kind of learned on, the tips and tricks, or I say
By experience?
By
No.
experience, yeah.
I don't know if I've learned.
Okay, well, let's find out.
Well, every day's like a new
What do you
experience
got?
for me. Well, one of the problems I've had,
Mm-hmm.
and this is no fault of the design. This has to do with,
Well, I should hope not.
well, well, okay. As a woodworker, I have experience using power tools like table saws and,
Yes.
and large routers and chop saws.
Flesh cutting machines.
Yes, and I just about lost that
Oh,
thumb.
yeah.
I took off the end of that finger.
Yeah.
And I ran that into a
Oh.
router.
Yeah, people may not know this, but Pam's a nurse, and she's stitched me up quite well. So
Yeah, you're looking really
I'm
good.
healthy, yeah.
So anyway, it's good that this isn't like a promotion for safety.
Yes, that's good. We would not be the poster childs for sure. Yeah.
I got my safety
There you
glasses.
go.
Well,
All right,
helps.
there you
Well,
go.
anyway, as a result of the accidents I've had, and then as I've gotten older, I got arthritis.
Okay.
And for older customers, you might have a problem picking up, for example, these little big, golly sakes, that's a pain in the neck. These little M4 nuts.
Right.
And trying to put them, I'm going to remove a couple of these rail supports. And when you go to install an M4 nut into the slot, I can't even feel the flats on those things anymore.
Right.
So what one of our customers, a guy named Greg, suggested, well, why don't you use a magnet? So I went down to Lowe's and I picked one up.
Yeah.
And it's really, man,
Excuse me,
extended.
let's
What do
be
you-
safe.
you turn that into or did I do that?
Yeah, I think you
I must
did.
have been
I
planning
think
on
you were-
stabbing.
Ow! Yeah, trying to do that.
But
Yeah.
anyway, with the nut on the end, it's easier for me to get
Yeah.
it to fit into the
Now,
slot.
now you had one of these in your shop, these little grabber things.
Oh,
You
yeah,
tried
but-
that, but you didn't like it as well as the
No,
magnet.
that's absolutely worthless.
Okay.
Well, worthless is a wrong word, but
Yeah.
it's just
It's
not
just not
really
good for that
functional.
purpose. Yeah.
But now it also holds the nut in place when you're setting your bolt. and
Also
screw
kind of
it tight.
sucks the screw in, right? Because it's magnetic. Whoa,
Yeah.
look at that. This sticks.
It's just like
Yeah,
they
that-
don't even need a screwdriver now.
I could see that would work really well. I've been told that our designs have a lot of screws in them, so
yeah.
a little magnet would
Oh, yeah.
definitely be helpful.
Well, especially if you drop something on the floor,
Okay.
and then you don't have to bend over.
I
and-
normally don't drop stuff on the floor.
So you haven't been over to my house, have you?
All right, that's a good tip. I think that's probably, that's one thing that you're probably going to want with the Evolution series or the Revolution series. Yeah, we recommend tape, which is another method to do it.
And that is when you take the piece with the T-slot in it, you simply put a piece of tape covering the T-slots, and then when you set your nuts and
Drop that down in there.
well, you're.
You want
I'm
the
sticking with the magnet.
Okay.
But anyway, when you set your nut in place, the tape keeps it from falling out, and it holds it in place. So it, once again, makes it a little bit easier when you're fastening stuff together.
Yeah.
All right, that's
Okay.
enough of that.
That's a good idea. So another one that we have is we recommend Loctite. There's a lady named Mary that said, hey,
Yep.
she used fingernail polish. And the more I thought about this, the more I liked it. Loctite,
Yeah.
you definitely want to use the blue, not the red.
Sorry, I was just thinking about you and fingernail.
Well, I don't have any on today, but
No,
anyway.
that's clear.
The Loctite red is not what you want. The Loctite blue comes in a red bottle.
Why is
But
that?
that's what you want. Well, the red's really permanent, and
Yeah.
you won't get the screws apart. And there may be a time where you want to take the screws apart. So the Loctite blue works well.
Yep.
It holds well. The fingernail polish holds, not as well as the blue, but that's almost an advantage because it holds well enough to where the screws don't
Yeah, they
wiggle
will
out,
vibrate out.
but you can actually take it apart when you need to. So that's the best tip that I can give from Mary is use fingernail polish. cheaper, and it actually works better.
Now, another real simple thing to do is, because we're dealing with, you know, just tons of little parts that you get with your hardware kit, it's good that if you have some little buckets around the house, done a lot of different stuff, building decks and screwing stuff together. And I've got tons of these at home, and I hang on to them because when you're doing a project like this, they're really nice to use to segregate your parts. That way,
surely your wife has some butter dishes. I mean, my wife collects butter dishes.
Well, she might.
Yeah.
I'd ask her.
Yeah, that would
But I
be
got
fun.
boxes.
You got your own.
Yeah, I've got my own butter dishes.
Yeah, back in the day we would have glass jars, but I don't think anybody does that anymore.
No. Do they have glass jars
Yeah.
anymore?
Pam has some glass jars.
I don't think people would trust me with glass.
I wouldn't trust you.
Okay.
All right, so yeah, definitely want to put all your parts into different containers so that you can get to them.
Another thing too is to have, if you can possibly have it, a dry lube. This happens to be a product by DuPont. It's Teflon, but you want a dry lube to lubricate.
And we definitely recommend Teflon. The silicone has a dry lube, or graphite. Silicone actually can cause some chemical reactions on some steels that will cause more problems than it's worth. And the graphite is just, it's messy. It
Yeah,
works.
it is.
So the silicone is really,
Teflon.
Or I'm sorry, Teflon, thank you, is really what you're going to want to use to keep everything lubricated.
And then, this came in from a customer, no name, just sent it to us with a note saying they thought it was a good idea. And I do too. They happened to print off, in this case it was an Evolution 3 manual. They printed all the pages, they did a spiral binding, and then protected with a plastic cover.
Yeah, that's pretty cool because it's large enough that you can see it if you got old eyes. You definitely don't want to try to do it with your phone. It would be too small of the images. But if you have a laptop out in the shop,
Even my laptop's tight.
or even maybe a tablet would be kind of.
I don't think I could do it.
I guess if you're really good and you could zoom in.
I'm not.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm really this
You're a
is
paper
my
guy.
favorite because I am a paper and a book kind of guy.
Yeah.
However, I use my laptop when I put stuff together.
Yeah. So yeah, definitely print it out, or at least get a big screen so that you can follow those instructions. Now, we didn't talk really about doing polyurethane
Yeah, I was
first.
going to say that. Go ahead.
Yeah. So we recommend that you have the parts laid out before you assemble all the plywood parts, and just give them a couple coats of polyurethane, something that you would buy at Lowe's. It can be the water-based or the oil-based. It doesn't really matter.
Right.
But polyurethane is going to protect those wood surfaces, so when you have humidity differences, temperature differences, you're not going to have the issues with the plywood.
Yeah.
So.
But, to be fair, I mean, actually more than fair, I mean, in our own experience, we have built all the machines that we've used, and I've had machines in my shop, and they have not been finished at all, and they functioned well. And in southwest Missouri, there's a lot of humidity in the summer.
Yeah.
It's not like down in the Gulf Coast or anything like that. And I'm not recommending that you don't finish it, but we are using a Baltic birch that has, the plies are glued together with a waterproof adhesive.
Yes.
And so, I mean, it's really a stable plywood. This is just a best practice to protect it.
Absolutely. And even I have my shop has air conditioning and the heat, right? And I try to keep it, pretty stable in there, but I still polyurethane mine. It's a good idea.
Yeah, it looks good.
And it looks
And it
good.
goes good with fingernail polish.
Thank you very much. Yeah, you noticed. I'm glad you noticed.
Yes, well,
So-
guys, if you have any tips or tricks you want to share, you can get a hold of us at the help desk at BobsCNC.com. And so until next time, we'll see ya.
See ya.